Hey folks, welcome to the Garden Canvas. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Cryptomeria Globoso Nana. This is a dwarf form of Cryptomeria, which is a Japanese cedar. I have 3 Cryptomeria japonicas in my yard. They're probably 20 to 25 feet tall now. I've had them in the ground for about 7 years. This particular variety is a dwarf version of Cryptomeria. This is Cryptomeria Globoso Nana, which is a dwarf shrub form. Stays evergreen in the winter, requires medium to average moisture. It's not super drought tolerant, so if you get into a situation where you're experiencing a long drought in the summer, maybe add some supplemental water to it, and that'll help the plant not become stressed. This one's actually in a very small pot. I found it at a local nursery, so it does need to come out of this. I'm sure this is root bound. This is bronzed a bit for the winter. We've had some pretty cold weather. There's nothing wrong with this plant. It's not dead. It's actually green, but in the landscape, when it's happy and it's established like this one behind it, it'll be beautiful. Now, if you live in a more cold environment, you'll probably get a little bit more bronzing than I do, but this plant has been phenomenal. I don't have to prune it. I've never taken shears to it. Occasionally clip a little bit of greenery off of it during the Christmas season, but nothing significant. But it just stays this really nice, feathery, soft foliage. And like I said, it's not prickly. I've got gloves on, obviously, but it's not super prickly at all. But it's just this beautiful, beautiful, dense green foliage all the way into the plant. Yeah, this one's been in the ground for about 6 years. Just has a really neat habit, and I like the fact that it's not perfectly round, but it does have that round globose shape. I do like that it has these sort of irregular patterns about it, and that's really nice. But yeah, these are about 3.5 feet tall right now by about 3.5 feet wide, so they're pretty equally wide as they are tall. I have seen them get a little bit wider than tall, but it is a versatile plant, and I highly recommend this as an evergreen alternative to things like boxwoods or some of the compacta hollies and things like that are so common in our landscape, especially if you want something with a little bit different texture. That's great for a foundation. This is going to be a great plant. It's also a good specimen plant. So if you want to use it in a garden, maybe center of the border, back of the border, or something like that, where it's a backdrop to other plants, maybe you've got other color. So especially going to be good with Japanese gardens if you want to put some evergreen conifers in companion with Japanese maples. Excellent choice for this. I highly recommend this plant, and I'm going to be placing the small one in another bed in my garden. So these are good for zones 6 through 9. I have seen them listed in zones 5, so it is a pretty hardy plant, pretty good range in most gardens. I'm in a southern climate, zone 8A, and so this does really well for us. Handles our heat and humidity very well, and handles our winters just fine, which we don't have very severe winters here. But this has faced some temperatures down in the single digits, maybe as low as 0. So it does fine for us, and no winter damage that I've ever seen on this plant. It handles it like a champ once it's established. So I just make sure that if you plant one, that you keep the moisture checked in the summertime in the first growing season, make sure it gets good and established. And I think the plant's going to reward you with a lot of beautiful growth wherever you decide to put it. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Thanks for watching, and make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Take care.